What's happening, Baz?
Baz is in the big city, mate. He's in the capital.
We ain't got Mazuaku. Oh, we all. West Ham's in a meltdown.
Why is there a
It's all gone wrong.
meltdown? Just don't know
I
why
don't
it's a
know, mate. I
meltdown.
don't know.
It's not even a
One
difficult
injury and it's
scenario
all gone Pete Tong.
What are we worried about? The chairman told us we've got 8 wingers at the club. We lost 2, we got another one. Why are we in a panic? There's 7 wingers at the football club. Why are they panicking? I'll never know.
I don't know, mate, but people have absolutely lost the plot. It's crazy, mate. I mean, I'm still quietly confident. I'm still looking forward to it. I'm still ready for the game tonight, mate. Friday night game is, while I'd rather it 3 o'clock on a Saturday, Friday night games ain't so bad, mate. And yeah, I'm quite looking forward to settling down tonight, a few beers, and watching West Ham go and get one over on Bielsa. But yeah, I don't know what's happened today, mate. It's all gone wrong. The West Ham Twitter world and YouTube world, for some reason, feel suddenly that Snodgrass should be a left wing back. What's all that about?
I got to be honest, mate. I don't know if you see. I tweeted from my own account this morning that Snodgrass starts for me tonight, but that not as a wing back, not nowhere near as a wing back. We moaned about Aaron Cresswell being exposed as a left back last year. If you think that we can play Robert Snodgrass as a left wing back, then I think you're off your nut, if I'm honest. My opinion, anyway. And that will just literally shadow what will be on the right-hand side of the pitch with Kufau, which we're seeing being exposed of late too. For me, tonight's formation, I know I like West Ham playing with 3 at the back, but at times you have to play to your strengths. And with what we've got available, our strengths ain't playing with 3 at the back tonight. Because I don't think... The only possible way of doing it is sliding Diop into the 3 and Cresswell as the left wing back. That's the only possible way if you're keeping that shape. But, again, I don't want to see Aaron Cresswell as left wing back because I don't think it'll work. For me, tonight has got to be a 4-5-1. They're energetic. They're going to run and run and run. And I think we need... Kufau, who ain't got a lot of pace at right back, with Bowen in front of him, not as a wing back, as a right winger. Declan Rice has to be disciplined as the central defensive midfielder tonight and cover, as Phillips will for Leeds tonight with their fullback. Cresswell left back, Robert Snodgrass.
Do you think, though,
midfield.
Phillips will be as defensive as he normally is, or do you think they'll look at it and think, with just Hilaire up front, we can afford to let him press on a little bit?
I think he'll be defensive because I think that's his game. I think he's strict and disciplined. And I think that'll be it tonight. And I think that's probably where the game will be won. Who has the better game out of Phillips and Rice, if I'm honest. That will control, for me, a lot of the game tonight because it will break up play, start the play off again, in my opinion. So I think that's where the game is going to be won. We could still have attacking options with a 4-5-1. I know it's a bit defensive and negative, but we know what Leeds are about. Leeds are just constant for 90 minutes, whether they're 3-0 up or 3-0 down. They're constant. We ain't got a side that's constant with playing wing-backs. We watched, if we're honest, Kufau be dragged off the last game because I think he was running out of legs. 90 minutes against Leeds, he won't last. And I don't think Snodgrass, left wing-back, would last either. In fact, I know he wouldn't. And that's not being disrespectful to him. That's asking him to do something he shouldn't. We could go 4-5-1 tonight, still have the attacking threat of Hilaire up top, Bowen on one side, play Ben Rama just behind Hilaire, and as the third man in the middle. Don't expect him to be defensive. You've got Rice and Surchek to do that. Surchek can get forward with him if needed at times. Snodgrass off the left wing. You've still got 4 players attacking away from home, which for me, I don't think that's particularly bad. The way we play anyway, we're in the counter-attacking side, and as are they. But if we leave holes tonight, they'll fill them, and they'll exploit it, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, mate. I think what you've gone for there, though, is slightly more complicated than it needs to be, mate. There are a few ways we can play tonight. I don't mind what you've just said there. I really don't mind Cresswell being that left wing back position because I think if you play Ben Rama wide on that left-hand side, you can let him do the attacking. Say to Cresswell, look, there's no need to overlap. You ain't got to go that far. But if you get an early opportunity to whip a ball into Hilaire, which we all know Haller loves to feed off headers, then Cresswell can put in a superb ball at times, and get that in there. So I would have Cresswell and Ben Rama down that left-hand side for me, mate. And then it's just slipping Diop into the middle of the back three, which I think Moyes will like to do that because he don't like to change his system. I don't think he'll blame the system for the loss at Man United. I think he'll be sitting there thinking, actually, first half we done exceptionally well, and we was very unlucky. So yeah, for me, I would. It's just a real simple swap Cresswell with Masuaku, drop Diop in now, and I can't remember who said it, but someone said it in the WhatsApp group earlier on. That also will help Kufal from getting caught out down the right-hand side because you've got a bit of pace inside him rather than Balbuena, who isn't the quickest. Buena's been a revelation for me, mate. You know, I said that the other day. I think he's been superb. And the other option, a lot of people are saying, is Johnson. And to be honest, I would still prefer the Johnson option over the Snodgrass somehow that people have come up with as a left wing back. It makes no sense.
Isn't a left wing back.
And do you know what, though? See that type of change? If David Moyes made that change, it weren't saying that we was being discussed right now, and we got absolutely ruined down that right-hand side, their right, down our left, everyone would be screaming. Everyone would be crucifying him.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't know where it's come from, mate. I really don't.
Mate, if you're going to play Snodgrass, you might as well play Yarmolenko. And again, nothing against either of them. Neither of them have got that pace to play a wing back. Or the energy to play the wing back, you know. Nothing at Snods will run for 90 minutes, but it doesn't mean you're good enough to play that role for 90. Zabaleta would run for 90 minutes, but he weren't fast enough.
Johnson at left wing back worries me, mate, because I think when he's played before, we've all said he's good defensively, not very good going forward. When you see him cross that halfway line, he looks to play a pass and he almost gets stuck. His brain don't think fast enough, and he's like, do I run? Do I pass? What do I do? And he gets caught out too many times for me. But when he just does the defensive work, he's good. So playing him on his unnatural side, even though he has played on the left before, and asking him to get forward, I think he'll get caught out too much. And then we've got two fullbacks who are going to get caught out. I think Leeds have loved that. I actually think Cresswell is the most sensible option. And Samzini just put here, you know, would you not keep him at centre-back? He's playing great there. Yes, he is playing great there. But if you want the players in the natural positions, I think Cresswell is more of a natural left wing back than anyone else we've got available. So play him now. And I think Diop, we all know he's just a centre half. He's a good centre half. I know he's a bit out of form, but he's a very, very good centre half. So that's where
I do get all that. And I think that's what will happen. I think you'll see Cresswell go as the left wing back personally, because it's easy for the manager. He ain't got to change a lot, and we know he don't like to change. It will be one player going there and one player going centre back. I also tweeted, this is where you see a test of David Moyes, because are we going to just make personnel change tonight? I think we will. I do think. I don't think we'll see a change in the shape or formation. And if you haven't got the players to play it in them roles, unfortunately, you have to have a plan B. And this is why I say I don't want to see Cresswell as the wing back. If he is left back, he has to have a grafter in front of him. There's no point in playing him as left back without being rude to Ben Rama in front of him. I have zero confidence in Ben Rama doing the graft, coming back defending. Zero. Yeah. And I wouldn't want that from him. I want him to be the creator. I want him to play forward. I want him to be the player in the final third, not the one in our third, defending. That's not what he's here for. And that's why, for me, tonight, I would personally go 4-5-1. Him in the middle of the three, in the middle of the park. Very, very close to Haller, offering the support. Bit of pace through the middle, which we haven't got. Bowen on one side, Snodgrass on the other. Both will put crosses into the box for Haller in the air as well. Souček will join in because that's his natural game too.
And it's like you said, you've got to let Souček go. You've got to say, Rice, just sit in and let Souček go.
And this is why I say, for me, if you play the four at the back with Kufal and Cresswell, we know they're not brilliant fullbacks as it's been. I think Aaron Cresswell's still a good left back with a good left midfielder in front of him. I don't think he's without. I'd worry tonight about Kufal's pace. I will worry about that. But if Declan Rice sits just in front of them defenders and just sweeps along that line, there's always going to be protection. Always, throughout the game. So you have the extra body protecting all over the pitch, and you also have the extra body going forward, which you might not have from having a 4-3-3 or whatever they like to play, however they want to call it. Or 3-5-2 or 3.
And like you said, mate, the one big thing that we all said was the injury you didn't. Well, there was a couple. We said the injuries you don't want. You don't want Antonio. You don't want Declan Rice or Souček, and you don't want Masuaku, because they are the positions where we ain't got anyone to come in. So out of those ones we've just said, we've got 2 of them now that are not available. So if Moyes gets something out tonight, mate, I would have to hold my hands up and say, well done. And I actually think, though, what is slightly... well, actually, it's not slightly. What I think is pretty much guaranteed tonight is that he's going to come out there and make it difficult for him to break us down. I think we're going to see us be more defensive than we've seen us be in a long time. I think we're really just going to sit in, make it difficult. And that worries me, because letting Leeds come onto you like that is a danger. And the way you beat that press and the way you beat a side like that is by playing direct. It's by getting balls over the top, playing forward quickly. If you ain't got men upfield, you can't beat that press. You can't play in behind them. So whatever happens tonight, mate, it's going to be interesting, because this is probably, and we keep saying it game to game at the moment, actually, this is Moyes' biggest test tonight. He's got decisions that he's got to make.
And the problem why we keep saying it is because it's repetitive all the time. And you know, and I know, we will go into this game tonight. When them teams are announced, we'll look at it and we think Cresswell's going in for Masuaku and Diop's going in the back 3. That's what the change will be. There's no fault in how to change our setup. All it will be is a personnel change, like for like.
Although, I would rather that than do what the West Ham world is thinking at the moment and putting Snodgrass at left wing back, mate. I'd rather Moyes keep it simple and just do a like for like change. We've lost your audio, mate. What you done?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, got you now.
Sorry, mate. Someone tried calling me.
Mr. Mace says you look like a traveller on the way to an horse fair.
To be sure. No. What are you saying? No, the thing is, mate, every test has been the same so far. And it's been a case of... Better get the keys before it locks itself. It's been a case of... hang on. Let me get these so I can get out.
We're getting a tour of the motor here, son, or what? This ain't a promo for your business, this, mate. I'll have to charge you for that.
I'm in, sorry. Right, the problem is it's becoming, for me, the test is because the test is the same. It's personnel changes, which I think we'll see tonight. His test would be when he changes and does something different. Let's be fair. If we go into this game tonight the same way with personnel changes and get a draw, that's no test, because he's done nothing different. All he's done is change players. And think like you said, I'll go back to the Man City away game last season, what we lost 2-0. I can see that happening tonight. Just defend. Just sit back and try and not concede. If you can nick on the counter, happy days. The problem with that is, again, like you said, as soon as that plan's broken, and if it's broken early, Leeds scored early against Chelsea. If it's broken early against us tonight, we don't have nothing to adapt from that. Because you know what the changes will be later on. Tonight's changes will be Lanzini for Bowen and Yarmolenko for whoever plays on the left. That's what it'll be tonight. If Ben Rama starts. But I don't think he will start, because I think, as I say...
I don't think he will. I think he needs to. I really, really think he needs to.
Mate, this is where, for me, he needs to start centrally as well. And do you know, I've got to be honest, dropping 4 now, which is my shout, I think it's harsh, because I don't think he deserves to be dropped. However, you have to pick players on your formation. Not on being...
You say that, and I know you've stood by 4-0s. You stood by 4-0s, but more than most. But in the WhatsApp group, mate, every single game we get to half time, and everyone is putting 4-0s for Ben Rama. So if every game at half time you're saying swap 4-0s with Ben Rama, what's the point in starting?
We have easy targets, mate, every time. You know, last year Aaron Cresswell was the worst player at the club. Never wanted to see him again. I stood by him.
I stood by him and all, though. I stood by Cresswell.
Okay, but the majority, you read on thingy, Cresswell's had it, Cresswell's finished. I'd never believed that once. I don't believe Anderson's finished, mate. I tell you what I believe is these players have had their confidence ruined from being played out of position and expected too much. And if tonight we go and play Robert Snodgrass as left wing back, that will probably confirm another reason why I'd be leaving the football club. Because he ain't got a duty at our club, because we will not play in any other position than what we're in.
Yeah,
and that's my thing. He goes and plays as left wing back tonight. He ain't going to get a contract off the back of that, is he? Yeah, stay for another year, Rob. Ain't going to happen.
Yeah, no, mate, you're right, mate. Well, whatever happens tonight, mate, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting seeing the lineup. I think we're all looking forward to seeing that. So that'll be good to see. And then see how the game pans out. And then we'll obviously do a phone-in show at full time straight after the final whistle. And then obviously we can then break down what's gone on and let everyone have their say as well, and let everyone sort of comment where it went very well or where it went very wrong, which I'm sure one or the other.
Really well. Let's hope the chat at the end is positive and the formation, the system worked, the players that played worked. We've come away with a point or 3 points, and it's been a good game. So that's what we need. We need to get back. And
I think a lot of people and all, mate, have panicked about having a back four, and you've recommended a back four tonight. I think the reason why people are panicking is because we were so poor when we played in that system before. But, mate, we're a different side now. We've got different players. We haven't got Anderson, who ain't going to track as much. We haven't got people who sort of not working as hard for the team.
Wait, let me reassess what I've said. Us playing a back four as a 4-5-1 is with Snodgrass in front of Cresswell. If, for any reason at all, Ben Rama is that wide player, I don't want us in a back four, because he will not give Cresswell the support he needs. 100% not. There's nothing against him.
But you say that. If you've got a player in behind, I don't think Cresswell needs the support, because I don't think there's any need for Cresswell to bomb forward too much. I think he can just sit in and do a role.
It's not him getting forward. It's defending. You always need two bodies in this league because sides attack you with two. And that's why it works with him and Masuaku. Now, I'd be confident in West Ham playing 4-4-2 with Cresswell left back, Masuaku left midfield. I'd be confident with that. What I wouldn't be confident is what we've done and watched Cresswell line up at left back with Anderson in front of him, because you're not getting that graft out of him. And listen, rightly so, he's a flair player. And that would be the same with Ben Rama. Of course you're going to shout and holler, why aren't you tracking back? We need you to get back and break a sweat, like we do with Anderson. We want you to make that tackle. But realistically, we don't need... That's not what that player's there to do. It's not that... We moan sometimes when maybe... I'm going to use it. I don't know who to use it, but I say moan. We'd moan that a defender's got caught up and dragged into play and sucked into the attack when they should be back defending. Why does it not work the other way? Why do we not moan about the attacker not having to come and track back? You know what I mean? I'm getting me words wrong, so I can't really think what I'm trying to say, but I know what I'm trying to say, but it ain't coming out.
No, I get it, mate. Here's one for you. Ben Davis said, does anyone think Noble will start tonight or against Palace?
Again, mate, Mark Noble should have come on the pitch for me the weekend. I've made that clear. Man United found our weakness. It was in the middle. They ripped a hole. They stretched us. And that's what Leeds will do tonight as well. That's why I'm saying we need three in midfield. But I'm using Ben Rama to start the game for that attacking threat. Leeds will stretch us tonight. 100% they will. And they'll find their holes. And if that's the case, Mark Noble has to be introduced to the game, because there's no other central midfielder at the club to do it. And Palace, not as much, because I don't think Palace will play that way. Palace attack will be through their wide men. Leeds will be all over the pitch.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And Mark Noble's got to start a game soon in the Premier League, which we win, because you owe me lunch.
I told you it won't happen. And it's, mate, the games are ticking away, mate. They're ticking away.
No, you said the game he starts. If you don't start any, then it ain't going to matter anyway.
No, if you don't start any, you lose, son.
No. If you don't start any, you do.
Get round the corner where you are now. Go round Nobu, book the table for the last game of the season, because we'll be there.
Right, listen. If you don't start any, and that's the reason why, it's your fault, because you're the favourite one who gets the emails from West Ham now. And they've been listening to you.
Hopefully they are, mate, because if they're listening to the other mob all over West Ham YouTube today and they decide they want to put Snodgrass left wing back, we're bang in trouble. So I hope they are listening to me today, because I'm telling you, that's a very bad idea.
What if he starts and scores hat-trick as left wing back?
Mate, but that's the sort of thing that will happen and all good. It is what it is.
How's your luck?
It is what it is. Rat Boy said, I will see the likes of Lanzini, Yarmolenko, Snoddy more involved during the Christmas schedule, and I do agree with that. And do you know what? I don't mind Snoddy being involved, mate. He's a workhorse, you know. Mate, I'm happy for him to be in and around the team. I'm all for it. I just don't think that's where he should be playing.
Not a wing back. No. Might as well put him in goal. Do the same. Probably do a better job in goal.
Absolutely.
As for the phone-in later, depending on what time I finish work, I might be an actual call.
You might. Oh, I think you've just connected to the motor, mate. I can't hear you. I think you're connected to the motor.
Hello, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, got you, but it's very quiet, but we got you. We can sort of hear you, but it's really quiet, mate. You sure it ain't coming through your car? Go in your car. Go in your motor.
Mate, my phone's going mad. Can you hear me?
Not really.
Can you hear
We might have to leave it there.
me? Can you hear me yet?
Yeah, got you now. Perfect.
I'm not just connecting,
Gone again.
disconnecting, internet.
Oh, no, got you again.
It just keeps coming up. Internet's going, connected, whatever. The volume on the side's doing this. It's a London thing. That's what it is, mate.
It's a London thing. Kent would play Snods at wingback.
Yeah. Who?
Kent.
Kent Wood.
He's let me down.
If needed, of course you would. If needed, I'd play.
But I don't think it's
What do
needed.
you call it? No, I don't. Because I think what you need to do is change the formation. I think you need to be a bit braver and not just stick with what you know. I'd probably play. What do you call it? Dawson as left wing back if needed. If you had to fill it, you'd do it.
Mate, I'd play Ryan Fredericks left wing back before I play Snodgrass there.
On crutches.
Yeah.
I would play Arthur Masuaku left wing back as he is right this minute now, if needed.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, mate.
I reckon David Martin would do us a job there and all.
Martin at left wing back. Again, mate, whatever. That's the point we're trying to make. Snodgrass there is as bad as any other player in the squad playing there. It just doesn't make sense.
No, and that's why, for me, that's why you have to adapt and let's hope and pray. And to be fair to him, at times he's had his game plan bang on. I think he's got a bit stale of late, and I just hope tonight he steps up and picks what's right for the team, and we come away victors or with a point. It'd be a good point if we get a point away from home. Despite where they are in the league, it ain't going to be an easy place for many teams to go and get a result today up there.
Mate, you're right, mate. Well, enjoy your meeting with Boris Johnson. And
cheers, buddy. I'll let you know what the deal is, whether we've got a deal or no deal later on the show.
That's what we need. That's what we need. And then hopefully you're back in time for the phone in later on. If not, I'll jump in and you might have to phone in as well or whatever it may be. Yeah,
I could be on the motorway on the way home talking. You might even get a bit of my singing if that's the case.
I'm in.
All right,
we will. We're on, and don't forget, everyone, we're on the radio tomorrow morning, awaydayradio.co.uk, 12 till 2 with a Frankie and Baz show, phone-in football. Should be another good one tomorrow. So if anyone hasn't got involved with Away Day Radio yet, superb channel, all football related, some proper characters on there, some really good different DJs who play some proper tracks. So it's definitely worth getting involved. See you later, everyone.